Aloha class. My name is Olivia Nielsen, and I'm excited to share a bit more about my future, my plans, kind of who I am with you. First of all, this is my husband, Marshall. Marshall and I were actually married civilly last October, and then sealed in the Bountiful Utah Temple in December. Marshall and I are one of those relationships that kind of happened because of COVID, because I wasn't able to come over here to Hawaii. Because I wasn't able to come to Hawaii, we decided to get a bit more serious in our relationship and dated the past year, and that led to us deciding to get married. And so he has been one of the greatest blessings, even in the hard past year. Along with Marshall, I come from an incredible family. I have 4 siblings. I've got 3 brothers and a baby sister. I adore my family. And a lot of the reasons I want to do social work comes from my family. My educational journey actually began in Provo at the Brigham Young University, Utah campus. Shortly after attending that school, I found out that they did not have a social work program, which I knew I wanted to go into, so I decided to transfer to Hawaii. Due to COVID, I actually spent my first 3 semesters online, living in Utah, but just recently moved here with my husband so that I can continue going to school and receiving my bachelor's in social work. Not only have me and my husband loved living in Hawaii, it's been incredible, but even more than that, I've loved being a part of the social work program. I've learned so much about myself, about the communities around me, and about people and how people function due to this program. After I graduate next January from BYU Hawaii with my bachelor's of social work, sadly, I have to move back to the mainland, but I'm excited because I'm going to be attending the University of Utah in their Master's of Social Work program. The University of Utah has what's called an advanced standing master's program, which allows any students who have graduated with their bachelor's of social work to receive a master's of social work in 1 year. The program allows you to choose one emphasis of focus that you want to graduate in and then pursue that focus. As I reflect on what I want my focus to be in my master's program, I've realized that a lot of my life has been surrounded by being an influence on young teenage girls. This past year, in fact, I've been able to be a basketball coach to 21 beautiful, strong young girls. It has been incredible to not only learn about these girls and how they play on the court, but to listen to their unique lives off the court and to come closer with them as they confide in me. But perhaps the greatest influence I've had on any teenage girl, and honestly the greatest influence any teenage girl has had on me, is in my baby sister. She is one of the sole reasons behind why I want to go into social work, and I'm going to share her story with you. So this is my baby sister, Mary. She is my best friend, and I absolutely adore her. This past year has been one of the hardest years for Mary and for our family. Since Mary was about 12 or 13 years old, she's had severe anxiety and really bad depression. She started to develop eating disorders. She started participating in self-harm, and eventually those behaviors even led to a suicide attempt. Our family tried to do everything we could to help Mary. We found some of the best therapists. We got her on medication. We expended everything we could trying to help her overcome these mental illnesses, but nothing seemed to be working for her. Last year, I was having a conversation with Mary, and I told her about one of my classes and something that I learned in class that day about sexual abuse. And I noticed that Mary's reaction was pretty different. She was pretty standoffish towards this topic. Something in that moment prompted me to ask Mary if she had been sexually abused. And as I did, her answer broke my heart as she broke down and started to cry and shared that she had, in fact, been sexually abused between the ages of 11 and 12 multiple times. From that moment on, Mary had the opportunity to actually heal. Now, the healing process hasn't been easy. It's been a lot of court cases, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of tears, and so many things that a teenage girl should never have to go through. But she's been able to start healing. Having a front row seat to Mary's experience, although it's been incredibly difficult and heartbreaking at times, has also taught me how much I love working with young teenage girls. Her story and the way that she's been so resilient has changed my life. She, along with any other girl that's ever gone through this, is and are the strongest people you will ever meet. I am so proud to call her my sister. I am proud of the work that she's put in to this healing process. And even though it's not finished, it's not complete, you can find healing from sexual abuse. So when people ask me, why did you go into social work? What are your plans within social work? What do you want to do in your future? I think about Mary, because I want to work with girls like her. I want to help girls like her heal. And I want to teach them that there still is hope, even after they've endured something so horrible.